This is a general reading. We are going to go until the battery dies. So whenever the battery dies is when it switches off. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to try to get a full reading, but we'll just see what happens. It will go until the battery dies. Okay, here we go. Dive deep and regenerate. Yeah, generize. You know, sometimes when you're working so hard, you just have to dive deep into your soul and take out that last bit of energy just to get the job done. Sometimes you just have to do that. And you're working for something that's bigger, better than what you have right now. And some of you, you're just paying off the bills as fast as you can so you don't have it held over your head for years and years and years and years. You want to get out underneath your bills. And you don't think you have any special qualities to start a YouTube channel. You don't think you have anything that will... You don't think you have anything that will ensure your future wealth. You're just an average Joe going and working a couple of jobs just to make ends meet, to pay for everything. You know, you dive deep every day into your soul just to get the last couple of grains of energy. But there's going to be something out there that's going to make you re-energized, kind of like jumping into a pool of water and coming out going, ah. Now what would that be? What would involve it? Innocence. Okay. So you don't know exactly what this is that's going to be coming up, but there's something that you're going to, you dive deep every day, and I think I could see someone in my head right now, and I think he may be, I'm going to say it because I know you have, okay, I was going to say garbage man, but then Spirit said, no, 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 sanitation worker. Okay, so somebody out there is a sanitation worker and they work their ass off every single day. The person is built, very fit, very humorous, black man. His children absolutely are his lifeline. When he gets off of work and he sees his children, that's what re-energizes him. He's always willing to spend some time with his children. He's always there for his children. And this person, I think their name is Dominic, and they have 3 children. And heaven forbid, all 3 children are boys. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Having 3 boys is really, really hard, and the law is not just, which means it is very difficult at times, and you go, geez, I have 3 boys, and you know, boys fight with one another all the time, so it's always a zoo at your home. This person also has, I think his wife works in the hospital. I'm not sure if she's a nurse or not, but I think she's a nurse. I think she's a nurse. Follow your own good advice. You know, you give the most wonderful advice to your children. You need to follow your own good advice. So when you're telling your kids, calm down, relax, stop beating up your brother, you need to relax, calm down. Stop beating up on yourself. You're doing a wonderful job. I know at times you don't feel like you're doing a wonderful job because you think you should be able to sup- supply more for your family. You feel like your wife is working too hard, that you should be doing more. You're working more than one job. You're working two jobs. Now, I don't know if it's... I can see you playing basketball with the kids, but you've got two jobs now. And I know you're very big in the church, but you've got two jobs. Now, I'm not 100% what the other job is. All I just keep on seeing is basketball, basketball. So maybe you're a basketball coach on the side of being a sanitation worker. But you're always wondering what's going to happen, what's going to change, what's going to be next. You've got a little bit of anxiety there because everything seems to be going so good. Something bad's got to happen. You know? You're wondering when you're going to be able to stop working so hard. Okay, some of you may be working around animals. Your second job may be working around animals. So some of you may be working as a coach of some kind. Others of you may be working around animals. Now, growing up, you experienced rejection, and it was in your youth, and you just want to give back now to the world because you weren't the best of kids when you were growing up. So now you just want to be able to give back to the world. And there's something about a GED. Somebody's going to get a GED, or somebody's working on some kind of course or GED. Some kind of course or GED. Some kind of course or GED that they're working on. Because you're trying to find who you really are in this world. You're really trying to find out who you are in this world. You really want to get to know you. The now you, not the kid you. The kid you were just so frustrated and so hurt by everything that was going on in your life and growing up in the projects, that now you want to get totally out of that. And you've got a wonderful wife that works in the hospital. Your kids are very connected to school. They're doing wonderful. And some of you are working with animals. Some of you are coaching. You want to know who you are now, and you want to know what choices you have. You're feeling a little bit blocked, like you should have done more at the age you are now. And I'm putting you around between 30 and 45-ish, about 30, 45-ish, and you're trying to figure out the choices that you have in your life right now. Because you think you could do more. You just want to do more while you can. But what they're saying to you is, right now in your life, just try to manage to be glad of everything that you've done. You've earned it. Let your happiness have a ripple effect on everybody else. Maybe get into the community and see how you can pay back to the community. Find the lesson that you're supposed to learn. You had to go from being a shit kid into a well-respected man. So find the lesson that you were supposed to learn. Try to elaborate on that lesson and truly help others with it. Now, I can also see you walking into a store that's over by your house after some kids have just robbed it. And as the kids are running out the door, you look into one of the kids' faces and they remind you of you so much that you just want to give back more to the community. and you decide that maybe you should look into helping the community, even though you've got a lot on your plate right now. And what they're saying is just try to manage right now to be glad. You've got too much on your plate. You have to make sure that you have space in your life to be able to help others. You don't want to get into something and then everything else just become too overwhelming and everything fall like a stack of cards. Uncertainty. Choosing who you will become. You still don't feel like you have grown up. It feels like you're still this kid that hasn't learned their lessons from the past, and you're still trying to learn the lessons because you know that you could do so much more. You know you could be so much better, and you don't want to be like the kid that you've seen in the store. You don't want to be that person anymore. That person is not you. But every once in a while you have to go back and visit that person to make you realize how far you've come, and to be glad for the things that you have accomplished and you learned. And now you're thinking about your GED, you're thinking about helping out the community. These are all wonderful things, but just right now you've got a lot on your plate. You have to deal with what you have right now, because then it's going to become too overwhelming for you, and you're not going to be able to maintain what you're maintaining right now. If that makes any sense to you. I know it's something that you really want to do, but you know what? You've got still so much life ahead of you, and your boys are really enjoying you and know who you are and loving the fact of the person you are now. You have learned so much. You could teach them so many things. Some of you are teaching kids in a coaching way, but you're teaching them life lessons at the same time. What you're doing is a wonderful job. And even though you don't get recognized very much for the things that you do, just remember that Spirit sees what you do, and you will be rewarded. Maybe not in a way that you think you should be rewarded, but you will be rewarded. And it's not about a reward, honestly. You know it's not about a reward either, but sometimes you just wish that you could see it from your own eyes, the things that you've done for others. But you will, but that won't come until you're about 65, when some kid that you helped comes back and actually says to you, hey, you know what? You did a wonderful job. You truly did. If it wasn't for you, then I wouldn't have gotten as far as I've gotten. But you won't see that until you're about 65 years old. Last message. If you are not yelling at your kids, you're not spending enough time with them. Don't worry. Don't worry about punishing your kids. Sometimes kids just need it. And with having 3 boys, that is very, very hard. Bless your heart. Bless your heart, because that is hard. That is very hard to deal with. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next reading.